Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nerd Sanctuary. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the safety of your nerddom. And remember, please hit that like button and subscribe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Core 2021 set review. We will be going over every color and multicolor and colorless and lands and everything today, talking about constructed and limited, and hopefully it is an entire set review that can help you no matter what your Magic the Gathering needs are for Core Set 2021. There are two products we'll be talking about today, basically. There's the regular set, and then there are the Planeswalker deck cards as well. You're looking at one of them right now. So I have them mixed up, but we will be talking about each one individually, and hopefully you'll come away knowing what to do in limited, sealed, or draft, and what you might want to build around in constructed or just add to existing decks. That's the goal of today, and I really hope you enjoy. So let's just jump right in. I am sitting here with Jasma from my Twitch chat. And yeah, we're going to talk about all the cards. So here we go with the first white card, Adherent of Hope. One colorless and a white. It's a 2/1 human soldier. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control a Basari Planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on Adherent of Hope. This is a Planeswalker deck card. It is bad. It won't see any limited play as it is not in limited. And those decks are traditionally pretty bad anyway, so not much to talk about here. What do you think?
I do not. I see this. I don't think this will see any vintage or legacy play. I think as far as constructed prospects on this go, kitchen table.
Yeah. I mean, the Planeswalker decks are traditionally meant to fight each other, so,
yeah.
You know, they're all at the same power level. Okay. Alpine Watchdog. Oh, it's your turn.
Colorless and a white for a 2/2 dog, and it has vigilance. This one is in the regular packs.
Yeah, so they're one of the, or a very exciting new tribe to Magic. The dog and the cat the cat's not new, but dog is now new because they're adding all hounds and whatnot to the creature type dog, so that's extremely excited for us dog loving folks like me. Yeah, as a 2/2 for 2 with vigilance in limited, this is fine.
Yeah, bear with upside.
Yeah.
I don't see it making any waves in constructed by any means, unless dog.
Yeah, someone's gonna make a dog deck because it's fun.
And
I might even do it. There's the mythic that we're gonna see a lot later today.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is pretty good, and you kind of need to play every dog known to man or cat in standard if you want to make this work. I'm probably gonna build it on arena, so it'll be fun. I don't think it's good.
This dog is not gonna be my best friend.
Yeah. So
also
take it in limited if you need a 2-drop.
Is this technically the Dog Days of Winter?
Angelic Ascension, one colorless and a white, is an instant. It's an uncommon. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Its controller creates a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Wow. So, I mean, I guess if you have a 1-drop, you can have a 4/4 flying angel on the next turn. So turn 1, 1-drop, turn 2, this thing at instant speed. That's
and you can
pretty bonkers.
And you can ambush their guy, right? You go 1-drop, they go 1-drop, or they go 2-drop on the play.
Yeah.
They attack into your 1-drop and you just 4/4.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So yeah, I think this card will see quite a bit of play in limited. You got to remember, you are 2-for-1ing yourself, and I know that creatures dying is important in this set. I would call it morbid, but they decided not to call it that for some reason. But this does not trigger that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I'm not a huge fan of 2-for-1ing myself, but I mean, if you can get super aggressive with this card, maybe have multiple copies in limited, it could be pretty good.
I don't think it'll see really any constructed play.
No.
Outside of maybe a few niche decks might want it to play around removal or something, but I don't see anybody wanting it.
Yeah. Like, even in the tokens deck, that deck already makes 4/4 White Angel, so
Yeah.
you're not exiling one of your tokens to make a 4/4 White Angel. All right.
Anointed Chorister. One white for a 1/1 common human cleric, lifelink, and you can pay 4 colorless and 4 generic and a white to give it +3/+3 until end of turn. Seems fine for limited.
So, one of the white mechanics in this set is life gain. There's a black-white life gain deck for limited. We're going to be talking about that a lot. It definitely cares about gaining a certain threshold of life every turn. I think the number is 3. So this can gain 4 life if you pump it. So it's not bad. I think this is on the low spectrum of what you want for life gain, but you'll probably take it. Right?
Yeah. Like, it'll be a fine, 22nd, 23rd card.
Yeah, if you can get this late, let's say 10th or something like that, over maybe a okay playable sideboard card, I think I would take it. And that way, if you don't end up making the cut or getting enough life gaining synergies for your deck, you can play this.
I don't see this being any danger to constructed.
So there is a Soul Sisters white historic deck. Do you think this will make it?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think the rate's too low, and it's just going to die in combat too easy.
Yeah, I completely agree. Okay. White Brushwag with lifelink. It's a little bit worse than Brushwag.
Yeah, no trample.
Yep. Avon Gagglemaster. Okay, first of all, that's the greatest name ever. 3 colorless and 2 white. Gets you an uncommon Bird Warrior 4/3. It has flying. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. Alright, talking about limited here. This is the other white mechanic for the set. Blue-white flyers.
Yeah.
This is a blue and/or/white flyer. It's pretty aggressively costed. Gains you life too, which isn't bad. Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, and I mean, evasion's always good.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, there are 2 separate blue tempo decks, so you will get quite a few tempo cards in your blue-white flyers, even though the tempo deck is actually blue and green. So I think the life gain is a pretty important part of this card. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Constructed?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Baneslayer Angel. 3 white for a 5/5 mythic angel. Flying first strike, lifelink, protection from demons and dragons. I'm going to go way out on a limb here and say this is going to see play in constructed. Since it did the last time we got it.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite cards ever printed, and the extended art on this is it's just wonderful. You'll see that I have chosen the extended arts to show you guys for all the extended arts, just so that you can get as excited as I am about them, at least for the ones you care about. This is one that I care about. I really like Baneslayer Angel. It was super powerful when I first started playing. It was one of my favorite cards. Now, we're going to see later on that I don't think it's going to see a whole lot of great play in Constructed, but I do think it'll see play in Constructed.
Oh, yeah, and that art is just beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Also, for limited,
I would... Oh, yeah, you're going to slam this pack 1, pick 1 every time you see it.
Yeah, if you start
unless
dancing
you see
around...
pack 2 or 3, of course.
If you start dancing around the table, I know what you opened.
I would go as far to say that this is going to become a staple. Standard.
Not funny because it's the artist. Okay. Yeah, so obviously slam this in limited. I doubt it'll ever get past to you at F&M, but cool.
If it does, take it.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
I don't know how expensive they are. I don't really care or talk about prices here, since collector's boosters kind of make it difficult to guess about anything, so I don't know. All right, moving on.
Basri, Devoted Paladin.
Hold on, it's my turn, and I'm just... this is the Planeswalker deck card. Basri, obviously. Yeah, so Basri, Devoted Paladin, 4 colorless, white. Gets you a 4 loyalty, Basari, Legendary Planeswalker, +1. Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains Vigilance until end of turn. -1, whenever a creature attacks this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And -6, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain flying until end of turn. Yeah, 6 mana Planeswalkers better be pretty stinking powerful to see play in Constructed. This is not that. We're going to say this every time one of these Planeswalker decks cards come up. They are not meant to be super powerful. They are, in fact, meant not to be super powerful. Yeah, this card's not going to see any play whatsoever unless you are playing with the deck itself the way it came with your friends at your kitchen table.
Yep.
Yeah. So take Baneslayer before Brushstrike. Probably a good idea.
Basri, Ket, colorless, white for a 3 loyalty Mythic Basri, Planeswalker. +1, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. It gains Indestructible end of turn. -2, whenever 1 or more non-token creatures attack this turn, create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. And -6, you get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So...
Holy jeez, there's a lot of words on this card.
This feels like Gideon and a Johnny had a son.
That's funny right there. It does feel like that. Obviously, this card is absolutely bonkers and limited, so cool.
Oh, yeah.
we don't have to talk about that.
I think this will see Constructed play.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think it just slots right into the, mono-white... what do you call that mechanic? Devotion. Mono-white Devotion deck. The life-gaining Johnny's Pride Mate deck thing. It just slots perfectly right into that. I don't know how many copies you're running, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's probably some accurate mix of the 2 or 3 Planeswalkers you normally run in that deck. Okay, Basari's Acolyte. 2 colorless, a white and a white, gets you a Cat Cleric. It's a 2/3. It has lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. So we're going to see this +1/+1 counter synergy. It's in a couple of colors, actually, mostly in red and white, but yeah, this is the other white mechanic. It does fit pretty well in the life-gaining synergy deck, too. So this is kind of one of those cards that they always print that could go either way in the synergies of your draft. This is obviously a draft card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't see this being a threat to Constructed.
Yeah. Yeah. No Constructed play, but definitely okay and limited. Pick it up late. Pretty happy to see it if you're in the life-gaining deck, since 2 is pretty good. And you get 2 other power. So 4 power for 4 mana is fine.
Yeah, at least 2 of its lifelink. Seems great.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't take it too high, though.
Basri's Aegis. 2 white for a rare sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Basri Devoted Paladin, reveal it, and put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Notably, this is from the Planeswalker deck.
Yep. It's bad.
Don't play it.
Yeah, moving on. Can't draft it, so don't worry about it. Basri's Lieutenant. There are a lot of words on this card, so keep up. 3 colorless and a white gets you a 3/4 Human Knight. Knight is kind of important, so keep that in mind. Vigilance. Protection from multicolored. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. When it or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. So let's unpack this card. We have a 3/4 with Vigilance for 4 mana. Pretty good, right? That's okay. Unlimited,
yep.
Right? Protection from multicolored, awesome. Comes with another power. and then when it or that other creature dies, you get more power with Vigilance.
Yeah.
I mean, this card's bonkers unlimited, right?
Oh no, you should pass it to me.
Yeah, this card's great and limited. It might see constructed play just as a wrath protection, but I doubt it. That's kind of my... And we're talking standard here.
Yes, you can put the +1/+1 counter on itself.
Yes, sure can.
Wait, can you put the token? Do you mean token or counter?
Well, definitely the counter.
Yeah.
But, so there is a morbid synergy in the limited environment here. Morbid being the old mechanic of when something dies, do a thing. They didn't name it that because this is a core set, and, you know, I don't blame them. But this is not necessarily a Morbid card. Morbid is not even in these colors, really, for the synergy of the draft, or, I'm sorry, of the limited environment. So, you know, it is what it is. Take this card. I don't think I'd splash it in the Morbid deck, but, you know, it's pretty good.
I mean, I could definitely see this being played alongside Cat. Put a counter on Cat, sack Cat to Cauldron, get Cat back, have a 2/2. Woo!
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I could see it.
It could work.
Somebody's gonna try it. It's not gonna be me. Basri's Solidarity. Colorless white for a sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Uh-huh.
This is either going to be great or terrible.
Yeah. I mean, this is an uncommon, so they seem to think that it's going to be very good. I'm not usually a fan of this, especially at sorcery speed. It is cheap.
Yeah.
And we don't normally see that. But, yeah, I don't know. This is wholly dependent on what your deck is doing for both constructed and limited.
Yeah, if you have one creature, don't play this.
Yeah.
If you are able to go really wide, it might just win the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I would probably take this pretty highly if you're in that white-red or white-green +1/+1 counter synergy deck, but I would only decide to play it when I'm building my deck.
Yep.
Yeah. Celestial Enforcer. 2 colors and a white gets you a 2/3 human cleric. It's a common, 1 colorless, and a white. Tap it. Tap target creature. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with flying. Not much to talk about here, honestly. I don't like my tappers at 3 mana.
And to be conditional.
Yeah. Obviously, this card is fine. I would play one of these if I needed a 3-drop. Other than that, I'm not playing this card in limited.
Yeah, I might play it if I'm in pack 3 and all of my other creatures already have flying. Then maybe.
I don't know, like...
Yeah, even then, probably not.
If this was free to tap, 3 mana for a tapper, like, we're used to getting them for 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're paying 3 mana to get this thing, and 2 mana to tap, and
yeah,
then you can't block and then tap down their thing unless you're trying to tap down on a blocker,
yeah,
right?
Why are you trying to tap down blockers if you already have creatures with evasion?
Right. So, I don't know. This is a weird card to me. We haven't really seen this type of effect, at least not that I paid attention to. Yeah, certainly don't take this high. If it makes it to your deck, it's going to be your 23rd card, I would imagine.
Yeah, and don't play this in Constructed.
Oh, God. I mean, do play it in Constructed and play it against me.
I mean, if you play this, you will be looking to the heavens for hope. Concordia Pegasus, colorless and white for a 1/3 Pegasus with flying. We've seen this a lot.
Yep. It sees play in limited. It never sees play in constructed. There's nothing special here. If you're in the blue-white Flyers deck, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's good. He'll probably add stuff to it. You have tempo cards to make this work better. We already saw that there are ways to pump up your dudes. Yeah, it's fine. Don't take it high. Containment Priest is in standard.
Yeah.
I was about to say back, but it's never been in standard. This is awesome. So, this is a old commander card, right? That's the only time it's been printed. I mean, there's been promos and stuff, but all right. So, Containment Priest, 1 colorless and a white gets you a human cleric. It's a 2/2. It's a rare. It has flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Card's fine and limited. It's a 2/2 for 2 with upside, like super upside. If you happen to negate something that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're gonna play 2/2 for 2. If it has flash, you can ambush something, which is pretty sweet. So this could end up being a removal spell of something cheap. That's pretty cool. There are a lot of creatures that this can actually kill. I've been paying attention to that. And there are a lot of ways to get creatures, either from the graveyard or whatever, even in this limited environment. So for limited, this card's fine. I don't know if I'd pack one pick on it, but laugh at all the shark typhoons.
No Backsquatch because it specifies non-token.
It does say non-token, yeah, unfortunately. For constructed?
Oh, yeah. We know this has been great in Vintage and Legacy. I'm playing some in my current Vintage deck now. This makes it legal in Modern, too, now.
Yes.
So I would definitely look at it there. I'm not sure if it'll see any play in Standard. It'll depend on what's happening there. It's great against the Sacrifice deck, getting rid of cats and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it'll see a lot of Standard play. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, I don't play a whole lot of Constructed. I'm definitely a limited guy. Ha, that's funny. But I do play, Arena, and so I really like Historic and stuff like that. It's going to see a lot of sideboard play for both of those formats, Standard and Historic. If Luca finds his way back to Standard, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I think we can't say that Luca's going to leave until it rotates out.
Yeah.
At any point, they could make a creature that's good enough to find with Luca.
Yeah, what if they just Reaper and Emrakul?
Yeah. I mean, we're going back to Zendikar. Oh, no. So, yeah, I definitely think you're right on that one, Backsquatch. We need to keep an eye out on Luca until it rotates next year. Moving on.
Daybreak Charger, colorless white for a 3/1 unicorn. When it enters the battlefield, the target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And it's gone. And I'm pretty sure it's a Rapidash.
Does look like a Rapidash. Yeah. Sometimes you want this in your limited deck, especially if you're aggressive. I mean, this is a lot of power. Almost no toughness, but this is a lot of power for 2 mana.
Yeah, and 2 of it haste.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like this card. Don't be afraid if it's in your deck to play it on turn 2, even though you don't get a trigger.
Oh, and this would be great in the blue-white deck if you have the Duder that you can discard a card to make unblockable.
Yeah. The rare that we'll get to later, for sure. So, yeah. This card's fine and limited. Obviously, don't take it too high, but, you're pretty happy to see this. Yeah. Even if you're in, the deck that one of the synergies that this doesn't fit into, you'll notice that this doesn't fit into any synergy, really. It doesn't have lifelink, it doesn't whatever, it doesn't trigger Morbid, it doesn't do any of those things, but it's a fine Magic card.
Yeah, and notably it doesn't fit in any of those, but it does help all of those.
It helps all of them, exactly.
It makes your lifelink hit for more life, it makes your flyers hit harder. It's good.
Yeah. This is a player removal.
Yeah, and it's possible that there's going to be an aggressive white deck in Standard that wants this.
That's true. We've seen it before.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this one.
Yeah, random commons do end up especially with Lurrus, you can get this back and get more damage on your Lurrus. That's lifelink right there. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably not going to see constructed play, but it might, and it will. You're going to see a lot of this in limited. So make sure that you keep this in mind for when you're playing against somebody that might have white or that does have white. This can come out of nowhere and hit you for more damage than you thought.
Defiant Strike, white for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Draw a card.
Yep.
You know what? You love it.
It's back. It's a Feather card, so it's already seeing constructed play. Although we haven't seen Feather do a whole lot recently, but
I mean, it's a cantrip with upside.
Yeah. You're going to play this in your aggressive red white deck, whether it's constructed or limited. Don't take this high in limited, though. Definitely replaceable. Ooh, Dub. Dub is back. 2 colorless and a white. Gets you an enchantment, Aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and is a knight in addition to its other types. Now, this is kind of a weird inclusion in this set, but it's great card, great art, great idea. It's not a great card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really like the flavor of this card. But, yeah, it's okay.
I want to know how Thalia feels about Grizzlebrand when we make Grizzlebrand a knight.
So in limited, I really don't like auras that don't give me either massive value or instantly give me my card back. So if it makes tokens, great. If it draws me a card, like we'll see later, great.
If it can be used as a combat trick because that's flash.
Yep, instant speed is much better. Those are better. This I will probably never play. That's just kind of how it is. There's no night synergy going on in this format, and this is sure not going to see any constructed play.
Oh, we can put this on a bat and make the Dark Knight.
The Dirge Bat?
Yeah. Faith's Fetters, 3 and a white, enchant permanent. When Faith's Fetters enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Enchant permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. It's an aura.
Woo! Faith's Fetters! It's back! I mean, this card was actually getting up there in price.
Yeah.
Weirdly, for commander players. So, this is removal. It's great.
Yeah, it's anything removal.
Yeah, it's anything. So, I mean, you gain 4 life, which triggers a card we'll see later for the life gaining thingy mechanic, and it's removal.
Yeah.
Now, it's not great removal against the red-black sacrifice deck that we'll see later, the Morbid deck, because they'll just use that creature anyway. But you still get your 4 life, probably, and you still kill the creature. So, you know, it is what it is. This card's great. Take it high. I wouldn't feel bad pack one, pick one anyways.
Yeah, constructed, we know this will be play in Commander. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in Standard just because it's great against aggro because it gains you the 4 life and turns off something. It's great against control because it shuts off a Planeswalker. Does not shut off their static abilities, but shuts off the loyalty abilities.
At this point, I think that Banishing Light's going to take the light from Faith's Fetters, as it were. But you never know.
Yeah.
Maybe the red-white prison deck comes back. If it does, this is certainly going to see play.
Oh, yeah.
Falconer Adept. 3 colors and a white. Gets you an uncommon human soldier. It's a 2/3. Whenever this thing attacks, create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Yeah, this card is phenomenal in Limited. I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but like I said, there's a lot of tempo cards in blue that you can steal from the green-blue player that make this card very good.
Oh, yeah, and just keeps pumping out tokens.
Yeah, flying tokens. Like, it's good. This card's really good.
Especially if you have a way to give it any sort of evasion.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I think if I pack one, pick one this, I'd probably not be thrilled about it, but I think it is very good in Limited.
Yeah, I'd definitely take Baneslayer over this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or probably any rare.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Constructed, no way.
Nope.
Not good enough. Too expensive.
Feat of Resistance, colorless and a white for a common instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn.
This card's going to be annoying.
Oh, yeah. It was the last time we saw it, too.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm basing my idea off
I
of.
think it was Cons.
And the fact that God's Willing is already seeing play in 2 or 3 different types of decks, the Loris Aura deck and Feather. You're going to see this in Constructed. And you're going to play this in Limited. If you're in the +1/+1 counter synergy deck, it even gets better. But yeah, this card's great. I only want really 1 in my deck, unless I'm in the counter deck, and then maybe at the most 2. But this card's great. Can get damage in out of nowhere, can save your butt, can save your creature. Yeah, this card's good.
Yeah.
Gale Swooper. That's awesome. Sorry, I got distracted. 3 colorless and a white gets you a 3/2 Griffin flying. It's a common. When this thing enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn. My gosh, we have seen this type of card 1,000 times. It always sees play in Limited. This one is kind of aggressively costed, don't you think?
Yeah.
4 mana for a 3/2 flyer that also jumps something?
Yeah. Easy play is just on turn 5, you play this. Give your Duder that when it attacks makes a 1/1 flying. Hit him. Now you have more flyers. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm really surprised on how quickly the power level has gone up, even after something like War of the Spark for Limited. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of dying out of nowhere, but it's stuff like this that does that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this gives Baneslayer double fine.
Yeah. I mean, when you have commons that can kill you out of nowhere, that's kind of what happens. And then I always say take removal very highly, but now for the last couple of years in limited, they've been making it so that you really, really need removal.
Yep, and particularly instant speed.
Yeah. Glorious Anthem. One colorless, white, enchantment. It's a rare, and it's got a lot of words on it. It says creatures you control get +1/+1.
Yep. We've seen this before. It'll be great if there's a token deck, something that goes wide.
Yeah, I think if I go even moderately wide, I'm going to want this in limited, and someone's going to play this in constructed. It's no Banalish Marshal, but it's pretty good. Yeah. It's easier to cast than Banalish Marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to see constructed play.
I wouldn't feel bad about pack one pick winning this.
Yeah, I don't think I would. There would have to be like 0 removal in the pack. Yeah. Like good removal.
But I'm taking this over most non-removal commons.
Yeah, I think so.
Griffin Airy, colorless and a white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 white Griffin with flying.
Well, if you're in that life-gaining synergy deck, this is what you want. You want a lot of these.
Yeah. As many as you can get, so like 2.
Yeah. We're pretty used to seeing the life-gaining trigger at 4. There's been a couple of enchantments that have done that, but at 3, this makes it a lot easier. Now, you're not getting a 4/4, you're only getting a 2/2, but, I mean, 2/2 with flying for something you're already going to do anyway. This card's amazing. This card's great. I would pack one pick one this. I don't think I'd be happy about it, but I would do it. And, yeah. Card's good.
Yeah.
Very good and limited. Might see playing constructed, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah. The life gain deck is already really good.
The old healing salve for a dude.
Mm-hmm. Idol of Endurance. Now, this card surprised me for a really long time, and then this morning I reread it and realized that it says something completely different than I thought. So, 3 colorless and a white gets you an artifact. Yes, you heard me. A white artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile all creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard until Idol of Endurance leaves the battlefield. 1 colorless and a white, tap this thing. Until end of turn, you may cast a creature spell from among the cards exiled with this thing without paying its mana cost. So, this is going to be difficult to do or matter in limited.
Yeah.
By the time you get this going, I don't think it matters in limited. So, I'm not taking this high until... Well, actually, I'm going to test it to see if I'm right. But to fill your graveyard early enough for this to matter, when you only have 1 copy in your deck, and blah, 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 I just don't think that this is a limited card. At all.
No. Pax Squatch asks, better Lurrus? I don't think so. I think it could see play in a deck with Lurrus in the 60, but I don't think it's a better Lurrus. Notably, Lurrus lets you cast enchantments, artifacts, and any permanents, whereas this only cares about creatures, and it's also slower.
Yeah, I have no opinion on that. That's why I brought him. He knows what he's talking about.
I pretend to.
Okay.
It also doesn't have power and toughness. It is harder to remove, which is good. Yeah, I get that, but I don't think it's nearly as good as Lurrus, because Lurrus lets you get back your dead weights, enchant artifacts, stuff like that.
Well, Lurrus is certainly going to see more play than this, but maybe in that deck you play an assortment of both. I don't know.
Yeah, that's possible.
I doubt it, though. That deck normally is pretty hurt on mana, so to use 2 mana to just cast something that you were already going to cast, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. This gets Lurrus. It sure
that
does.
Makes Lurrus really good is being able to get back your Seal of Fire, get back your Mishra's Bauble.
Well, the thing that made Lurrus good was that it was always in your hand. But yeah,
and a free 8 card.
Yeah.
Legion's Judgment. 2 and a white sorcery, destroy target creature with power of 4 or greater. Common. It's fine.
Hey, this is cheaper than it normally is.
Yeah.
This effect kind of normally costs 4 in limited.
Notably, does normally exile though.
Yeah, and that's a good. We need to make sure that we say that because death triggers do matter in this limited environment.
Yep.
We haven't gotten to much of it yet, but they do matter a lot. Yeah, this card's fine in limited. You're gonna play one of them if you get it, and having a couple of them in your sideboard's not bad either. This isn't gonna see constructed play. We already have a better one at 2 mana. So.
Yep.
Light of Promise, 2 colors and a white, gets you an aura. It's an uncommon enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. So this is a make your own a Johnny's Pride mate, but better.
Yeah.
But it's worse.
Be prepared to get 2 for 1.
Yep. This falls under the same category as before, where this is an aura. You will get 2 for 1. I promise you. I tend to stay away from these. This does have a lot of upside, but oh boy, this is kind of one of those things where I'm scared. If you don't have a lot of life gain, don't play this card.
No.
Period. If you only have a couple, like even at how many life gaining things would you want to play this card? I think I'm around, like in limited, I'm around like 8, maybe more.
At least.
Yeah. Just because of the downside of getting blown out of the water.
Yeah. Now, if you can put this on your lifelink, you think?
It's pretty good. That could win a game. Like,
yeah,
it does have upside, but oof.
I mean, what was
watch your numbers.
I think it was the last Theros that we saw the enchantment that doubled the number of +1/+1 counters on a thing every turn, and sometimes that thing just ran away with games.
Yeah, it did. And sometimes you tap down a million creature with that stupid liar.
Yeah.
I did that. It was awesome. I have pictures. I can prove it. Maybe I'll put them on the screen for you guys watching it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I want flash on this. Yeah, I mean, if it had flash, this card would be bonkers. You're absolutely right, Backsquatch. I would play it if it had flash.
It is a combo of Swords to Plowshares.
Sure is, I guess.
No danger to constructed.
No. We already have a Johnny's Pride mate. You don't get 2 for 1 with that.
Yep.
All right.
Makeshift Battalion, 2 and a white for a 3/2 human soldier. It's a common. Whenever it and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a +1/+1 counter on Makeshift Battalion. Pretty sure this is a reprint.
This is like the 3rd time we've had this card in limited this year, or not this year, but recently, last 2 years. It was in one of the Ravnicas. It's a Boros card. You play this in your Boros deck in limited. You don't play it in constructed. It's just one of those cards. Take it,
fine.
Get it late, get it passed to you, and you'll play it.
Yeah.
It's fine on the curve. Mangara the Diplomat, 3 colors and a white, gets you a legendary creature, human cleric. It's a mythic. It's a 2/4. It has lifelink. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their 2nd spell each turn, draw a card. So obviously this is bonkers and limited. We're done talking about that.
Yeah, he really dislikes 2s.
Yeah, this card, it attacks with creatures. Yeah. This card is bonkers unlimited. Play it. Be happy about it. I don't know if I'd splash it, but it is very good. Okay, constructed. This has got to be a constructed card, right?
Notably, it does not combo with Caracas the way the other Mangara does.
True.
Which is disappointing.
So probably not an anything outside of standard, huh?
No. But yeah, in standard this seems fine.
I mean, something that white life gain, mono white life gain deck needs is card draw, and this certainly does it.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Probably, maybe. Definitely play it in limited, though.
9 lives, colorless white for an enchantment with hexproof. It's a rare. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage and put an incarnation counter on 9 lives. If there are 9 or more incarnation counters on 9 lives, exile it. When 9 lives leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. This is either going to be great or terrible.
This card is so weird. Great art, though. Back squats, you're absolutely correct. I think that Mangara will see commander play. Okay, back to 9 lives though. This card is so weird. I'm not. But by the way, I'm not playing this card anywhere.
No.
I'm just not. Like even if it saves you 2 turns, like you could have had a creature in that spot that might have flipped the game in your favor. Like this card might buy you some time, but what are you taking out of your deck to put this in?
Also, the flavor with the art just seems bad to me. Like, the whole implication is that a cat has 9 lives, but
there's only 8.
Well, no, because you have to count it.
Yeah, I know.
But, no, like, this is, whereas the art is hinting at incarnation, or reincarnation, instead of the cat just legitimately having 9 lives, because ones in the background are different species. That bugs me. It shouldn't, but it does.
I don't know. Don't play this card, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Someone might break it, but I doubt it. Pack Leader. Oh, yeah.
Hers.
1 colorless and a white gets you a rare dog. It's a 2/2. Other dogs you control get +1/+1. Whenever Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to dogs you control. Oh my gosh, I love this card.
Yeah, this card seems fantastic.
Sorry, the art on this is phenomenal. It's like this Scottish Terrier leading all the dogs to battle. There's like arrows falling at his paws. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful art. Good job. Guy with long name.
Rudy.
Sure. Yeah, this card's great and limited.
Yep.
And it's gonna see constructed play.
Yep.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Just because it's a dog. No other reason. It's a good dog.
Yeah.
It's a good boy.
Good boy. Rambunctious Mutt. 3 white for a 3/4 dog. It's common. When it's this battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls.
It's a big dog.
It is.
Yeah, this card's fine.
Yeah.
It's going to see play in Brawl because you're going to need 1 more dog.
The flavor text on it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. 5 mana is a lot for a 3/4 that doesn't do anything in limited.
Yeah.
If this was an attack trigger, it might be worth...
If you need dogs, this does fulfill that slot.
But,
And to be fair, I think we all need dogs.
This card's not great. It's going to see Brawl play.
Yep.
That's it. And yeah, don't take this high. This might be a 23rd card.
This dog desperately needs Brisket to come along and teach it what to do.
Yes. Revitalize. 1 colorless and a white gets you an instant. You gain 3 life, draw a card. This is a reprint. It saw constructed play the first time.
Yeah.
It's okay in limited.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll see constructed play again.
Yep. If you're in the life gain synergy, this card's fine. If you're not, don't play this card. So
Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy. So later on, there's a green card, and what I'm about to talk about then too, in order for a card to be, like a life-gaining card, to be worth a card, it has to give you like 7 life on average.
Yeah, now this being a cantrip as well
does replace itself, but yeah, it's going to see constructed play because, this card does, and only play this if it matters in your limited decks.
Ruined Halo, white for a rare enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. You have protection from the chosen card name. If you know what your opponent's deck is doing and what matters, this card is going to be great.
Start this card in your sideboard.
Yes.
In every format.
Yes.
Don't put this in your main deck unless, I guess, you're playing that red-white weird deck that we saw before. But great against Team Wreck. Yep, sure is.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a sideboard card. Don't put this in your main deck limited. You're like, oh, but it saves me for 1 creature. Yeah, sure does. That's it.
Now, unless they have 20 Whisper Squats.
I like it for my sideboard in limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, this card, you don't get to see their hand, so you're naming in the dark. Oof. Definitely a constructed card. Don't main deck it in limited. Sanctum of Tranquil Light. One colorless gets you one white mana gets you a legendary enchantment Shrine. It's an uncommon. 5 colorless and a white. Tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each shrine you control. Hey, shrines are back.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Notably, this will never cost 5 and a white.
It's true. This already costs 4 and a white to activate. So, here's my opinion on the shrines. All of the shrines in limited. I wouldn't play them. There's none of them that draw you cards.
No, blue one does.
Doesn't it scry or something?
No, I believe the blue one draws cards equal to shrines you control, and then you discard a card.
Oh, that's right. It loots. Yeah. But it's also the... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know if I would play any of these. If I get multiples, maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Hey, this thing's legendary.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. We clear? Okay, good. This thing's legendary. So you can't have 2 Sanctum of Tranquil Lights in play. Just be careful. I wouldn't play this in limited.
Nah.
I might sideboard it in.
Yeah, if they have a super big threat that it's worth it for me to spend 5 mana a turn to keep it contained, maybe. Like, I would bring this in against Baneslayer if I don't have good removal.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, I might play this main deck if I don't have good removal.
Yeah. And I'm not going to feel good about it.
Yeah. This is absolutely 100% going to see constructed play. In Standard, in Brawl, in... maybe not Brawl. But definitely Historic and definitely Commander.
Yeah.
So, cool. In the Shrine deck.
Yeah. Seasoned Hollowblade, colorless and a white for a 3/1 human warrior. It's an uncommon. You can discard a card to tap it to have it gain indestructible.
Yeah, we've seen this card a couple of times now. 1 colorless and a white. 3/1 with upside.
Yep.
Most of the time you're not going to discard a card to save this thing, but sometimes you might.
Yeah. Late game, you'll discard lands all day.
Yeah, I'll discard a land for a removal spell.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Keep their 6/6 at bay or whatever.
Yeah. I'm going to play this card. I'm not going to take it too high, but I will take it, 5th and not be too mad.
Yeah.
Probably even higher. Maybe even 3rd and not be too mad. So yeah, play this card in limited. Don't play it in constructed, I would imagine. Any hand disruption in the set? Yes, there is some hand disruption, but not any good ones, if that's what you're at. It's not like we're getting a peak or something. That's not hand disruption, but I guess yeah, you know what I mean. All right, secure the scene. 4 colors and a white. Sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white soldier token. Yep, that's a removal spell for 5 mana at sorcery speed.
Yep. Oddly better than the 2 mana make a 4/4
True.
at instant speed.
Yep. Yeah, play this in limited. I don't think I'd want too many of them, but it's good enough to warrant a couple of them for sure.
I'll take this just to keep giggling about the flavor text.
I've never read that one before. That one's funny. Yeah, not going to see any constructed play.
Selfless Savior, white for a dog.
Aha!
Uncommon 1/1. Sacrifice Selfless Savior. Another target creature you control gains indestructible on a turn. Look at him. He's so happy.
Oh, the flavor text is... Oh.
Yeah, that's a feels.
Oh, she raised him from an orphaned pup and gave him a life of love. His last act, he thanked her. Sorry. All right. Yeah, this card's awesome. It's going to see all the play.
Yep. This is much better than other versions that we've seen, although with less power.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a strict upgrade to the other dog because, like, that other dog sees play in Commander because of, like, Archimedes and all that stuff. But, yeah, this card's fine. The card's good. It's going to see constructed play. I'm going to play it in limited. I'm going to love it. I'm going to frame one and put it on my wall. I'm going to cry over the art. I'm going to cry over the flavor text. It's wonderful.
I'm going to combo this with Luris.
Oh, God.
Dog.
Gross.
Dog.
Yeah, my bad. Siege Striker. 2 colors and a white. Gets you a 1/1 human soldier. It's an uncommon. Double strike. When this thing attacks, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature tapped this way. Yes, card's fine.
Interesting.
This is kind of like your weird top end at 3 mana for the red-white aggressive deck in Limited.
Yeah, it kind of gives your duders haste in a way, because you can play a dude first main phase, attack, and tap the dude that still has summoning sickness.
I know the blue-white deck is a Flyers deck, but this kind of slots into that weird tempo that you can that I keep hinting at that's hidden in this set, that you can kind of sneak this in with tempo.
Oh yeah.
So it might be better than I think it is, but you know, it's okay in Limited.
Yeah.
I'd take it. I'll play it. It dies to everything. Be careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Dies
no.
to a stiff breeze.
Yeah.
No threat to construct.
No constructed. Yeah.
Sigiled Contender, 3 and a white for a 3/3 uncommon human warrior. Has lifelink as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it.
That art is really cool.
Yeah. Very monkey.
Yeah. 3/3 for 4 mana. Cool.
And I should specify there, the D&D kind of monk, not the primate kind of monkey.
Yeah, this card's fine. Doesn't do a whole lot on its own, but if you can get a counter on it, it's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have a lot of ways to get counters, cool. Other than that, meh. It's just fine. Grey Ogre or whatever. Not Grey Ogre. What's the 4 mana 3/3? Yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah.
No constructed play. Speaker of the Heavens. 1 white mana will get you a human cleric. It's a rare. It's a 1/1. It has vigilance and lifelink. Tap it. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if you have at least 7 or more life than your starting total, and only you at the time you could cast a sorcery. Man, the wording on that is wordy. But yeah, that card's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good.
It's gonna see constructed play.
Oh yeah, constructed. Definitely.
Yeah. Getting 7 life in this standard environment and historic environment is so easy.
Oh yeah.
You could do that on like turn 3. Probably even faster in historic, but I don't know about this in Limited. Keeping your life total at 27 is tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier when you have free 4/4s every turn, but
Yeah, that's true. I'd probably play it, and if I'm playing against someone super aggressive, just sideboard it out.
yeah.
I mean, a 1/1 with vigilance and lifelink, that's fine. It's not good, but it's fine.
For me, it's going to depend on what the rest of my deck's doing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would pack one, pick one this, but I wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah. Staunch Shieldmate, white for a 1/3 dwarf soldier. Common, and notably, I think he's lying in the flavor text, because I don't see a 1/3 taking down a dragon.
Nah. I think that's the point. He's the shield mate, so the other guy did all the work.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a 1/3 for 1 mana. I guess you'd probably play this in an aggressive deck, but that's a weird power and toughness. If this was a 3/1, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, at 1/3, I don't know. Someone's gonna play this in Limited. They're probably gonna be wrong. Someone's gonna play this in something constructed because it's a dwarf. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I'm not gonna play this card.
I will look at boarding it in.
This card's very good in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, of Limited.
Yep.
Not constructed. There are better things to do in constructed. Swift Response. 1 colorless and a white. It's an instant. Destroy target tapped creature. With really funny art. Just Spartan kick the... Anyway. Yeah. This is a removal spell. It's a little conditional. It's cheap. It's at instant speed. I'm going to play the junk out of this card. It's good.
Flavor text is basically just boot to that.
Yeah. No, not constructed, but definitely going to see a lot of Limited play.
Yep.
Take it high. If I pack one, pick one this, I'm a little bit bummed out, but it's fine.
gonna feel really bad when my opponent slams a Baneslayer.
Oh god.
Tempered Veteran, colorless white, 1/2 human knight. Pay a white and tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Pay 4 white, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature.
This card's so weird.
It is. It's either going to be amazing or terrible.
It's so weirdly costed. I can't think of how to use this properly in Limited.
This will win board stalls.
Oh yeah, gross. Absolutely. This card is tough to evaluate, and this card is tough to play, and this card is tough to play against.
Oh my! The art actually works really well with the name too, because he's got the prosthetic, so he's a veteran who's been tempered.
I'm a veteran that's been tempered.
Does that make him a cyborg?
That's funny. Sure. Yeah, this card's really hard for me to evaluate. I think it's fine. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's pack one, pick winnable. It's not going to wheel. Someone's going to take it. I don't know. I guess if you're in the +1/+1 synergy deck, you take it. But
this is either going to do nothing or it's going to be the best card in your deck.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. Why doesn't it have 2 power?
Science.
If it had 2 power, shoot. If it was a 2/1,
yeah,
I would take this card very highly. But a 1/2 in the +1/+1 synergy deck is just, it's a little short of what I want it to be. 2 mana is cheap enough to take it though. I don't know. I think I would take removal over this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to test this and get back to you.
One.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna want one.
I mean, you're only getting one. It's an uncommon.
You might get 5. You won't.
You won't. Yeah.
But you might.
Valorous Steed, 4 colors and a white, gets you a unicorn. It's 3/3. It's a common. It has vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight with vigilance. 5 vigilance power for 5 mana.
Yeah, seems fine.
Yep. Sure is.
No danger to constructed.
Nope. Probably the top end of your red-white aggressive deck or something like that. I don't know. Card's fine. Not super exciting.
Ren Wingmare, 2 and a white for a flying Pegasus. It's a 2/1. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. We've seen this effect and this card before, and it's always been great.
Is it downshifted? I thought this was a rare.
I think so.
Yeah, this card's great in Limited. It's great in Constructed. It's going to see a lot of play in both of those things. Yeah, card's good. Warded Battlements. 2 colors and a white. Gets you a wall. It's a 0/3. It has Defender. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. Huh.
I mean, I don't hate this as just like a Anthem effect.
That's so weird. Well, it's not as good as Glorious Anthem.
No,
but
it's not.
Yeah, it could be fine. This might make, 20th card, give or take. Not super happy to have it. Definitely not happy to take it. But yeah, in my aggressive deck, I might want it in Limited. Play Glorious Anthem, not this.
Yeah, be
in Limited.
Or in Constructed.
Constructed, I mean, yeah.
Be prepared to get blown out mid-combat when they kill this. And then your
Gross.
2/2 doesn't trade with their 3/3 anymore.
Yeah. Play smart. Weird. Okay, and that is the end of White. Thanks for checking out the video, and make sure you check the links below to see the next color. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay safe out there.